So we're now less than 400 subscribers away from 100k, so to thank you guys, I'm going to be giving away a copy of both NBA 2K20 and FIFA 20. To enter, it's real easy. All you got to do is follow the steps up on the screen, sub to both channels, follow Insta and comment when done. All links and more details you need can be found down below in the description and comment section. I'll announce the winner in a few days after we've hit it. The aim is to reach 100,000 subs on DKM by September 19th. But in a time where a few promising highlight reels prompt premature comparisons to the game's greatest players, it has become increasingly difficult to identify which young players are future stars and who's used as a marketing tool for our club's youth program. Previously on the channel, we've analysed some of the hottest wonder kids in football, such as Karamoko Dembele, Xavi Simons and Ansu Fati, and the next most requested player I've seen was Takefusa Kubo, another viral young prodigy who's been labelled the Japanese Messi. Let me know down below in the comment section which wonder kid you want to see me do next. So Japanese Kubo was born in Kawasaki in 2001. He began his football career at age 7 for local side FC Persamon. He first made a name for himself locally, and after winning MVP at the Asian FC Barcelona soccer camp, the Catalan Giants with little hesitation signed and brought the young Kubo over to their famed La Masia Academy in 2011. With Barca fans around the world keen to see what this Japanese youngster was all about, his highlight mixtapes went viral, pulling in millions of views online, and YouTube was where the Japanese Messi comparisons originally root from, which most of his videos were titled to draw clicks and hype. On the pitch through the youth ranks, Takefusa justified the comparison. He went on to win another MVP award for the FC Barcelona school team and scored 74 goals in 30 games for the under-11 side. It was when promoted to the under-14 level that his time in Catalonia came to an end, as in 2014 Barca received a 2-window transfer ban for a breach of registration rules in regards to signing underaged players. This marked the departure of many of their hottest foreign prospects, as 10 youngsters were forced to leave the club, such as Lee Sung-woo, Ajax #1 Andre Onana, and obviously Takefusa Kubo to name a few. This ban even forced 16-year-old phenom Ansu Fati to sit out for an entire season. While this was a major setback for Kubo, his next move was to return to Japan, signing with FC Tokyo where he made his professional debut at just 15 years old. Kubo back home in Japan quickly reminded everyone what the hype was all about, becoming the youngest player to score in J-League history and starting regularly with the first team after a short spell on loan. While Barca had been closely monitoring him since his departure, this incredible resurgence led to interest from other European powerhouses such as Man City and PSG. And while it seemed like Kubo was destined to return to Barca when of age, in a shocking twist of events, Kubo was announced as a Real Madrid player just 2 weeks prior to his 18th birthday in June of this year. Real signed him with the intentions to have the teen play for the Castilla side in the lower division, however were forced to accelerate their development plan, as when featured in large amounts of playing time during pre-season tours, Kubo exceeded all expectations, receiving worlds of praise for an impressive debut performance against Bayern Munich, and a pre-season filled with highlights, fearlessly skipping past defenders and creating opportunities for his teammates. When training with the first team, it was clear to everyone involved at the club that Kubo was an advanced product for his age. However, after coming off of a disappointing year last season going trophyless, the priority at the Santiago Bernabeu is getting Real back to where they belong at the top of European football. So ultimately, the logical thing to do with such a talented young asset would be to send him out on loan, somewhere he can develop and readjust to the Spanish game without the immense pressure that comes with being a Real Madrid player. The ideal suitor was newly promoted La Liga side Mallorca, and so far for Mallorca, Kubo has featured in 2 La Liga games, making his debut against Valencia and receiving man of the match against Bilbao, despite featuring in under 30 minutes, which was all Kubo needed to make an impact, dancing around opposing defenders before winning his side a penalty. On the international level, Kubo has already tallied 6 caps with Japan's senior team, as one of the youngest players to ever represent the national team. While Kubo right now is in a good situation on loan with Mallorca, the question arises as to how long before Real Madrid will incorporate him in the first team. The Madrid side aren't exactly known for promoting their youth, so why is it Kubo decided to take his talents to Real Madrid when a return to Barcelona was on the cards? Firstly, it would seem Barca were unwilling to match his high contract demands, as Real Madrid have agreed to pay him a whopping $1 million a season deal. But secondly, and more importantly for his career, Real Madrid seem to be leaning to sign more young players, perhaps to regain a grip on Spanish football. Real, despite having won 4 Champions Leagues in the last decade, have been underperforming in La Liga, winning just 2 domestic trophies since 2012. So maybe they're now experimenting a new formula for success, in a day where young players are the best they've ever been and breaking countless records. Real have also signed teenagers in Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo and Brahimi Diaz in recent years, moves that suggest that Kubo and other youngsters at the club can usher the beginning of a new era in Madrid, a side that hopes to include more homegrown talent than in years prior. Otherwise, Kubo seems an unbelievable talent who will find a way to perform wherever he goes, as we saw with his performances in Japan, but what will be interesting to see is whether or not he'll reach the great heights expected of him from a young age. Obviously, it's unfair and unrealistic to label any young player the next Lionel Messi, but unfortunately in this day and age, if you're a 5'7" left-footed winger who runs at defenders, that comparison is inevitable. Whether or not Kubo ever comes of age and grows into a world-class player, only time will tell, but all in all, Kubo is a fantastic young talent who projects to play at a high level in Europe for many years to come. Shout out to the real ones that made it up to this point. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. Steps, like I said, can be found down below in the description. Let me know what Wonder Kid you want to see me cover next, and please subscribe to the main channel because we're so close to 100,000 subscribers.